The modern world is a labyrinth of dietary choices, a landscape where convenience often masquerades as health, and common wisdom can be surprisingly, dangerously flawed. What if I told you that a single common snack sitting in your pantry right now could be silently increasing your risk of heart disease, triggering inflammation, and even dulling your memory? It sounds like fear-mongering, a sensationalist headline designed to grab your attention. But startling research from esteemed institutions like the Journal of the American College of Cardiology confirms it is a stark and pressing reality. For the vast and growing population of individuals navigating the complexities of diabetes or simply striving to age with vitality and grace, the nuts you choose to eat are not just a minor dietary detail. They are a critical daily decision that can either build your health up with powerful protective compounds or tear it down with hidden inflammatory agents. The very act of reaching for a handful of snacks, a seemingly innocuous gesture, can set in motion a cascade of biochemical events that either fortify your body's defenses or weaken them from within. This is not about demonizing food, but about understanding its profound and intricate power. In an age where chronic disease has become the norm rather than the exception, reclaiming control over our health begins with scrutinizing the small, habitual choices we make every single day. The information that follows is designed to be more than just a list of good foods and bad foods. It is a deep dive into the science behind why certain nutrients are essential, why some compounds are detrimental, and how you can leverage this knowledge to protect your most precious asset, your long-term health and cognitive function. This journey is about empowerment through education, about moving beyond marketing claims and dietary fads to make choices rooted in solid scientific evidence that can have a transformative impact on your quality of life for decades to come. You might genuinely believe you are making a healthy choice, meticulously following advice you have read in magazines or heard on television. However, some of the most popular nuts, often prominently recommended on low-carbohydrate and other trendy diets, contain hidden compounds that can place a slow, steady, and insidious strain on your liver, kidneys, and brain. The choice you make in the snack aisle, often in a matter of seconds, could be the definitive difference between actively supporting your body's intricate systems and unknowingly working against them, contributing to the very conditions you are trying so desperately to prevent. The modern food supply chain, with its emphasis on long shelf life and mass production, often introduces risks that were non-existent for our ancestors. Contaminants, processing methods, and the inherent biochemical makeup of certain foods can create a perfect storm of health challenges. The good news is, you are about to gain the power of knowledge, a shield against misinformation, and a compass to guide you toward better health. In the following extensive sections, we will unveil the 4 nutritional heroes of the nut world, the ones that are scientifically proven to fortify your heart against the ravages of time, sharpen your mind for clarity and recall, and strengthen your bones to maintain your independence and mobility. These are the nuts that deliver a symphony of synergistic nutrients, working in concert to cool inflammation, balance blood sugar, and protect your cells from damage. Then, with equal scientific rigor, we will expose the 4 culprits you should approach with caution, including the one nut you should seriously consider eliminating for good. This is not about creating food fear, but about fostering food wisdom. This is not just another health article filled with fleeting tips. It is a comprehensive guide to making smarter, safer choices that could profoundly and positively impact your long-term well-being. Do not miss out on the information that could fundamentally change the way you snack and, by extension, the way you age forever. The powerhouse nuts you should be eating. Almonds. Almonds are veritable champions for bone and heart health, emerging as true nutritional allies, especially as we navigate the physiological challenges of our later years. These tiny but mighty nuts are packed with an incredible synergistic combination of calcium and vitamin E, 2 nutrients that are absolutely essential for maintaining a strong and resilient skeletal structure. As we age, the dynamic process of bone remodeling shifts, with the rate of bone resorption often outpacing the rate of bone formation, leading to a net loss of bone mass and conditions like osteopenia and osteoporosis. This makes the skeleton more fragile and susceptible to fractures, which can be life-altering events for older adults. A mere handful of almonds, approximately a quarter of a cup, delivers a significant and highly bioavailable dose of calcium, a crucial mineral for warding off the insidious bone loss that naturally accelerates as we age. When the risk of debilitating fractures from a simple fall becomes a more serious and omnipresent concern, particularly for those over the age of 65, fortifying your bones with dietary calcium is not just a good idea, it is one of the most proactive and empowering steps you can take for your long-term health, mobility, and precious independence. Almonds provide the raw material your body needs to maintain skeletal integrity, acting as a daily deposit into your bone bank to counteract the withdrawals that come with age. They are a simple, delicious, and effective tool in the fight against age-related bone fragility, offering a natural and food-based solution to one of the most significant health challenges of aging. But the profound health benefits of almonds extend far beyond their impressive calcium content, touching upon nearly every major system in the body. They are also a fantastic and often overlooked source of magnesium, a mineral that acts as a master cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, and one which a large percentage of the population, especially older adults, simply does not get enough of. Think of magnesium as a sophisticated traffic cop for calcium metabolism. It plays a critical role in helping to direct calcium out of the soft tissues and into your bones where it is needed most, while simultaneously preventing its dangerous accumulation in your arteries. This function is vitally important because arterial calcification, the hardening of the arteries, is a key driver of atherosclerosis and can dramatically increase your risk of heart attack and stroke, conditions we cannot afford to ignore. Furthermore, almonds are rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, the same kind celebrated in the Mediterranean diet. These beneficial fats actively work to lower your levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, particularly the small, dense, easily oxidized particles that are most atherogenic. At the same time, they help to maintain or even increase high-density lipoprotein, HDL, the good cholesterol that scavenges excess cholesterol from the bloodstream. Coupled with a generous helping of both soluble and insoluble fiber in every serving, almonds also promote smooth and healthy digestion, helping to feed beneficial gut bacteria and combat the chronic constipation that affects a large percentage of older adults. And for a final impressive benefit for the aging brain, robust studies suggest that the powerful combination of antioxidants in almonds, including vitamin E and flavonoids, protect the brain from the relentless onslaught of oxidative stress that is directly linked to age-related cognitive decline, helping to keep your memory sharp and your mind clear. For an extra antioxidant boost, it is highly recommended to enjoy them with their brown skin on, as it contains potent flavonoids that have been shown to work synergistically with vitamin E, effectively doubling the nut's antioxidant power. If chewing hard nuts is a challenge, do not worry. Sliced almonds, ground almond meal, or creamy, unsweetened almond butter offer all the same incredible benefits in a more manageable and equally delicious form. Walnuts, often celebrated for their uncanny physical resemblance to a tiny, intricate human brain, walnuts are, quite fittingly, one of the most powerful and scientifically validated foods you can possibly eat for preserving and enhancing cognitive health throughout the lifespan. Their not-so-secret weapon is a unique plant-based omega-3 fatty acid called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a compound that is absolutely fundamental for supporting the brain's incredibly complex and delicate communication network. The human brain is composed of nearly 60% fat, and the types of fat you consume are literally incorporated into the structure of your brain cells. ALA is a crucial building block for neuronal membranes, helping to keep these membranes fluid, flexible, and healthy. This structural integrity is critical for the proper functioning of neurotransmitter receptors and ion channels, which in turn is essential for maintaining the strong, efficient neural connections that allow for quick thinking, problem solving, and sharp memory recall as we age. In fact, a landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that seniors who consistently consumed a daily portion of walnuts showed significant and measurable improvements in their brain's processing speed and cognitive flexibility when compared to a control group. This suggests that regular walnut consumption may not only slow cognitive decline, but could potentially even reverse certain age-related deficits in brain function. The simple act of eating a handful of walnuts provides your brain with the essential raw materials it needs to repair itself and maintain its high level of performance, making it a cornerstone of any brain protective diet. Beyond their remarkable brain-boosting prowess stemming from omega-3s, walnuts are densely packed with a unique class of potent plant compounds called polyphenols, particularly ellagitannins. These powerful antioxidants offer another layer of profound neuroprotection. What makes these specific compounds so special is their ability to be metabolized by our gut bacteria into molecules called urolithins, which have been shown in laboratory studies to possess incredible anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Crucially, these urolithins appear to be able to cross the formidable blood-brain barrier, a highly selective membrane that protects the brain from toxins and pathogens in the bloodstream. Once inside the brain, they can directly combat the chronic low-grade neuroinflammation and oxidative stress that are now understood to be key drivers in the initiation and progression of devastating neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Furthermore, walnuts contain a surprising and beneficial amount of melatonin, the hormone that governs our sleep-wake cycles. Since our body's natural production of melatonin tends to decline significantly as we age, leading to common sleep disturbances, a handful of walnuts in the evening may serve as a simple, delicious, and natural way to improve your sleep quality and duration. And of course, we cannot forget the heart. Walnuts contain the amino acid arginine, which the body uses to produce nitric oxide, a potent vasodilator that helps to relax blood vessels and improve blood flow, thereby lowering blood pressure. This, combined with their host of antioxidants, works synergistically to reduce the oxidative stress that can damage your entire cardiovascular system. To preserve their delicate oils, always store walnuts in the refrigerator or freezer to prevent them from going rancid. A daily portion of 7 to 9 whole walnut halves is a perfect health-promoting snack to support both your brain and your heart. Pistachios, with their vibrant green hue and subtly sweet flavor, may just be the most underrated and misunderstood nut when it comes to the powerful, targeted protection of your heart and your eyes. These delightful little gems possess a unique nutritional profile that makes them particularly beneficial for older adults. They are naturally low in sodium, but are packed with an impressive amount of potassium, a powerful mineral combination that creates an ideal electrolyte balance to help your kidneys efficiently flush out excess salt and water from your body. As we get older, our kidneys become less efficient at excreting sodium, and our bodies tend to retain more of it, which is a primary factor leading to the development of high blood pressure or hypertension. Pistachios directly counteract this age-related tendency, making them an ideal snack for maintaining cardiovascular equilibrium and supporting healthy blood pressure levels. Incredibly, multiple clinical studies have demonstrated that consuming a daily handful of pistachios can lead to a tangible reduction in systolic blood pressure by an average of 3 to 5 points. This effect is comparable to that of some introductory antihypertensive medications, but it comes without any of the potential unwanted side effects, offering a safe, natural, and food-based approach to cardiovascular health management. This makes them an intelligent addition to the diet of anyone concerned about the silent killer that is high blood pressure, providing a delicious way to take proactive control of one of the most important metrics of health. Where pistachios truly shine, however, is in their extraordinary and concentrated support for long-term eye health. They are absolutely loaded with two specific carotenoid antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, which are uniquely concentrated in the macular region of the retina of the eye. These powerful compounds act as a form of internal sunglasses, absorbing damaging, high-energy blue light from the sun and digital screens, and neutralizing the harmful free radicals generated by this light exposure. This protective action is particularly important for combating the development and progression of age-related macular degeneration, commonly known as AMD, which stands as the leading cause of irreversible vision loss and blindness in people over the age of 60. The macula is responsible for our sharp, central vision, which is necessary for tasks like reading, driving, and recognizing faces. By regularly consuming pistachios, you are not just enjoying a tasty snack, you are actively supplying your retinas with the specific protective pigments they need to defend against the daily onslaught of oxidative stress, thereby preserving your precious eyesight for years to come. Another wonderful and practical feature of pistachios is that their texture is often softer and easier to chew than many other nuts, making them more accessible for those with dental challenges. Moreover, the very act of shelling them serves a brilliant practical purpose. It naturally slows down the rate of consumption, promoting more mindful eating and preventing the kind of mindless overindulgence that can happen with other snacks. The growing pile of empty shells provides a strong, clear visual cue that helps you self-regulate your portion size, signaling to your brain that you have had enough. For a perfect health-promoting portion, aim for about 49 unsalted or lightly salted pistachios per day to harness their full heart and eye protecting benefits. Brazil nuts. Though they are often overlooked in favor of more common and familiar nuts, Brazil nuts are a true nutritional powerhouse, offering a set of unique and potent benefits that are especially important for the health and vitality of older adults. Their single most remarkable and defining quality is their unparalleled concentration of the trace mineral selenium. Selenium is an absolutely crucial component for optimal thyroid health, playing a role so vital that the thyroid gland contains the highest concentration of selenium of any organ in the body. The thyroid gland acts as the master regulator of your body's entire metabolism, controlling everything from your energy levels and body temperature to your heart rate and even your mood. As we age, thyroid function can naturally become more sluggish, a condition known as subclinical hypothyroidism, which can lead to a host of frustrating and often misattributed symptoms like persistent fatigue, unexplained weight gain, chronic constipation, hair loss, and even depression. Astoundingly, consuming just a single large Brazil nut can provide more than your entire recommended daily allowance of selenium, giving your thyroid the essential building block it needs to effectively convert the inactive thyroid hormone, T4, into the active thyroid hormone, T3, thus ensuring your metabolism functions optimally. This small daily habit can make a world of difference in maintaining energy and vitality as the years advance. The immense power of selenium, however, does not end with its critical role in thyroid function. It is also a vital protector of your delicate nerve cells, playing a key role in maintaining cognitive function and safeguarding the brain against age-related decline. Selenium is an essential cofactor for the production of one of the body's most powerful internally produced antioxidants, glutathione peroxidase. This master antioxidant patrols the brain, neutralizing harmful free radicals and reducing the oxidative stress and inflammation that are known to damage neurons and contribute to memory loss. By supporting the brain's own antioxidant defense systems, the selenium in Brazil nuts acts as a potent and natural ally in the ongoing fight against age-related memory loss, brain fog, and the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. In addition to this standout benefit, the healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats found in these large nuts contribute to overall cardiovascular health by helping to balance cholesterol levels, while their significant fiber content supports a healthy and regular digestive system. However, it is absolutely essential to approach Brazil nuts with a deep respect for their potency, Because of their incredibly high and variable selenium content, more is definitively not better. Chronic overconsumption can lead to a toxic condition known as selenosis, with symptoms ranging from hair loss and nail brittleness to fatigue and neurological issues. To safely reap all of the profound benefits without incurring any risk, it is imperative to limit yourself to just 1 or, at the absolute most, 2 Brazil nuts per day. This small, simple, and inexpensive addition to your daily routine represents one of the most effective and targeted ways to support your thyroid, protect your brain, and bolster your overall well-being. Nuts to approach with caution. Peanuts. Peanuts are a classic, crunchy, and widely beloved snack, deeply ingrained in our culture from ballpark games to pantry staples. But for the millions of individuals managing diabetes or actively working to quell chronic inflammation, the story is far more complicated and concerning. First and foremost, it is a crucial and often overlooked biological fact that peanuts are not true tree nuts. They are legumes, belonging to the same family as beans and lentils. This botanical distinction comes with some specific and significant health concerns. One of the most serious risks associated with peanuts, particularly those grown and stored in warm, humid climates, is their potential for contamination with aflatoxins. These are highly toxic and carcinogenic compounds produced by specific types of mold, Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus, that can proliferate on peanuts during cultivation, harvest, and storage. These toxins are potent liver poisons and are classified as Class 1 human carcinogens by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. As we age, our body's detoxification systems, primarily centered in the liver, naturally become less efficient and more burdened. This age-related decline in detoxification capacity makes older adults significantly more vulnerable to the cumulative, liver-damaging, and cancer-causing effects of these insidious toxins, turning a seemingly harmless snack into a potential long-term health liability. Beyond the very real and significant risk of mold contamination, peanuts possess a biochemical profile that can be problematic for many. They have a particularly high concentration of omega-6 fatty acids, specifically linoleic acid. While our bodies do require a certain amount of omega-6 fats to function, the typical modern diet provides a massive and overwhelming excess of them, primarily from processed foods and industrial seed oils, creating a severe imbalance with the anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. This lopsided ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is now recognized by many scientists as a major dietary driver of systemic, low-grade inflammation throughout the body. This chronic inflammation can exacerbate the pain and stiffness of conditions like osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, promote the plaque formation that leads to heart disease, and worsen insulin resistance. For any individual already struggling with inflammatory issues, a daily peanut or peanut butter habit could be inadvertently adding a significant amount of fuel to the inflammatory fire. Finally, the way that the vast majority of us consume peanuts is deeply problematic from a health perspective. They are most often heavily processed, roasted at high temperatures in unhealthy, easily oxidized vegetable oils, and then loaded with excessive amounts of salt and often sugar, as seen in honey-roasted varieties. This common combination of inflammatory fats, high sodium, and added sugars can directly undermine your health goals by increasing blood pressure, raising levels of harmful oxidized LDL cholesterol, and contributing to unwanted weight gain. While an occasional, small handful of pure, unprocessed, and carefully sourced Valencia peanuts, which are grown in drier climates and have a lower aflatoxin risk, might be acceptable, they are certainly not the best choice for a regular, health-promoting snack when so many superior options exist. Cashews. Creamy, satisfying, and imbued with a naturally slight sweetness, cashews are an immensely popular choice for snacking and culinary applications, but they carry several hidden risks that are especially pertinent when it comes to blood sugar management and mineral absorption. While they are often perceived as a heart-healthy nut, cashews possess a significantly higher carbohydrate content compared to many other nuts like almonds or walnuts, and consequently, they have a surprisingly high glycemic index. This means that upon consumption, they can cause a relatively rapid and pronounced spike in blood sugar levels. This is a major concern for the staggering 1/4 of all seniors who are living with either diagnosed diabetes or prediabetes, a condition characterized by impaired glucose tolerance. For anyone who must be diligent and careful about managing their blood glucose levels to prevent the long-term complications of diabetes, such as nerve damage, kidney disease, and vision loss, the seemingly innocent and healthy cashew could be an unexpected and significant troublemaker, disrupting carefully maintained glycemic control and requiring a larger insulin response from the body. This post-meal blood sugar surge and subsequent insulin spike can over time contribute to worsening insulin resistance, which is the underlying metabolic dysfunction at the heart of type 2 diabetes. Another significant issue with cashews, particularly when consumed in large quantities, is their high level of naturally occurring compounds called oxalates. These organic acids have the ability to bind with essential minerals, most notably calcium, in the digestive tract, forming insoluble complexes that the body cannot absorb. This anti-nutrient effect is particularly worrisome for older adults who are already at a heightened risk for osteoporosis and need to maximize their absorption of bone-building minerals from their diet. A diet high in oxalates can effectively steal calcium that would otherwise be used to maintain bone density. Furthermore, oxalates are a primary contributor to the formation of the most common type of kidney stones, calcium oxalate stones. These stones form when oxalate concentrations in the urine become too high, allowing them to crystallize with calcium, leading to an incredibly painful condition whose risk increases with age and dehydration. Consuming too many oxalate-rich foods like cashews, spinach, and rhubarb can significantly exacerbate this risk, especially for individuals with a personal or family history of kidney stones. To make matters even worse, the vast majority of cashews available for purchase in stores are not sold raw. They are roasted, very often in pro-inflammatory industrial seed oils like soybean or canola oil, and then coated in excessive amounts of salt. These unhealthy additives can contribute directly to higher levels of oxidized cholesterol, increased systemic inflammation, and elevated blood pressure, placing extra and unnecessary strain on the heart and cardiovascular system. While cashews certainly can be enjoyed as an occasional, portion-controlled treat, they should not be considered a daily health staple for anyone prioritizing stable blood sugar, optimal bone health, or long-term kidney function. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are undeniably luxurious, with a rich, buttery flavor and a uniquely smooth, satisfying crunch that sets them apart from all other nuts. However, this decadent taste and texture profile comes at a significant metabolic cost. For seniors and anyone focused on maintaining a healthy body weight, macadamia nuts can be a classic case of too much of a good thing. These nuts are incredibly dense in calories, packing more calories per ounce than almost any other nut, and they also possess a higher proportion of saturated fat compared to their nutty counterparts. For any individual who is actively trying to manage their weight, which is a cornerstone strategy for controlling type 2 diabetes, mitigating heart disease risk, and reducing the painful load on arthritic joints, a small, seemingly innocuous handful of macadamia nuts can quickly and easily derail their daily caloric goals. The extremely high fat content, while providing a feeling of satiety, can also contribute to an elevation in low-density lipoprotein, LDL, or bad cholesterol levels in some individuals, which remains a primary and well-established risk factor for the development of atherosclerotic heart disease. While they are a source of healthy monounsaturated fats, their overall caloric and saturated fat load makes them a less than ideal choice for regular consumption. There are also very practical physical challenges associated with macadamia nuts that are particularly relevant to the older population. They are notoriously hard and dense, which can pose a real and significant problem for seniors who may have weakened teeth, sensitive gums, dentures, or other complex dental work like crowns and bridges. The sheer force required to crack or chew these formidable nuts can be uncomfortable at best and, at worst, may pose a genuine risk of causing a painful tooth fracture or damaging expensive dental restorations. Beyond the dental concerns, there is another specific health issue for which macadamia nuts are a potential trigger: gallbladder problems. For individuals with a history of gallstones or a sluggish gallbladder, the extreme richness and very high fat content of macadamia nuts can trigger a painful gallbladder attack. Ingesting a large bolus of fat signals the gallbladder to contract forcefully in order to release stored bile for digestion. If gallstones are present, this strong contraction can cause a stone to become lodged in a bile duct, resulting in severe abdominal pain, a condition known as biliary colic. While macadamia nuts are commendably low in carbohydrates and sugar, making them technically suitable for a low-carb diet, their overall nutritional profile, characterized by extreme calorie density, higher saturated fat, and physical hardness, makes them a nut that should be consumed very sparingly, if at all, by the health-conscious senior. There are many other nuts, such as almonds and walnuts, that offer a much better and safer balance of profound health benefits without the attendant risks of excess calories, saturated fat, and potential dental or gallbladder strain. Pine nuts. Pine nuts, those small, delicate, teardrop-shaped seeds, often toasted and sprinkled over salads or ground into luxurious pesto sauces, may seem like a completely delicate and harmless addition to a healthy diet. However, they carry some of the most serious, surprising, and insidious risks of any nut, risks that are particularly acute for the senior population. The single most alarming concern is their documented potential to interfere with a wide array of common medications. A significant percentage of older adults rely on one or more daily prescription medications to manage various chronic health conditions, from heart disease and high cholesterol to diabetes and blood clotting disorders. Frighteningly, research has shown that compounds found in certain species of pine nuts can significantly interact with over 60% of common drugs. This interaction primarily occurs by inhibiting a crucial family of liver enzymes known as the cytochrome P450 system, which is responsible for metabolizing the vast majority of medications. By inhibiting these enzymes, pine nuts can prevent a drug from being broken down properly, causing its concentration to build up to potentially toxic levels in the bloodstream. This can either reduce a medication's intended effectiveness or, more dangerously, cause harmful and completely unexpected side effects, compromising the very treatments that are meant to keep you healthy and stable. Beyond the grave danger of medication interactions, pine nuts are known to be the cause of a bizarre and highly disruptive condition medically termed metallojuicia, but more commonly known as pine nut syndrome or pine mouth. This involves the sudden development of a bitter, acrid, metallic taste in the mouth that can appear 1 to 3 days after consumption and distressingly can linger for days or even weeks. For seniors, this can be far more than just a minor annoyance. It often leads to a significant and prolonged loss of appetite because all other foods taste unpleasant. A decreased appetite can quickly result in unintentional weight loss and put an already vulnerable individual at a serious risk for malnutrition. Malnutrition in the elderly is a dangerous state that weakens the immune system, accelerates muscle loss, sarcopenia, impairs wound healing, and reduces overall vitality, leading to a downward spiral of frailty. Finally, from a biochemical standpoint, pine nuts are very high in delicate polyunsaturated fats that are chemically unstable and oxidize, go rancid, extremely quickly when exposed to heat, light, and air. When consumed, these oxidized fats introduce a payload of harmful free radicals into the body, which can promote systemic inflammation, aggravating painful conditions like arthritis, and contributing to chronic joint pain and stiffness. Given this substantial trifecta of serious risks, unpredictable drug interactions, debilitating appetite loss, and pro-inflammatory rancid fats, it is exceedingly wise for seniors to be extremely cautious with pine nuts, or more prudently, to simply choose a safer, more beneficial, and more stable nut for their salads and recipes.